Hey everybody, welcome back to Blabbin about Slabbin, and today we're going to talk about things that annoy us in the hobby. If you've watched our channel for a while, you know that we used to have a series called Why Tops Why about things that they did, and we're going to talk about a few things that Tops and Fanatics does that annoy us, but it's more than that. There are other things in the hobby that annoy us, and we're going to cover a lot today, Chris. So what are we going to start with? What's annoying you?
Ooh, yeah, what's annoying me today at this exact moment? Okay. One of the number one things that is really irritating me of late is something that Topps did. So this Topps Chrome V Friends product infuriates me. I cannot believe that Topps would just sort of get in bed with this type of crap. There's no other way to describe it. That's exactly what it is. If you're watching our video, please don't buy this. This will get pumped and pumped and pumped and pumped and then dumped and dumped and dumped, largely by the very person who is, helping to produce it. And someone's going to be stuck holding this bag.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. A few years ago, Gary V came on the scene with his V Friends cards, and they sold a lot. Like at the peak of the hobby frenzy, there was selling these cards, and I believe it's cards that he's drawn, characters that he draws, and they sold for a lot of money, a ton of money. And then it seemed like the bottom dropped out. Imagine that, because there wasn't a real market for this. So I don't know why there's this desire by Topps and Fanatics to revisit that. It almost yeah, I don't know. It's annoying to me too. So with this one, if you guys are fans of V Friends or are planning on buying it, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking about this. Do we have a price point on that yet, Chris? I'm guessing it to be pretty expensive.
I didn't even look it up, but
Uh,
yeah,
and
if it is something you're actually interested in for whatever reason, and to each their own in this hobby, wait like 3 months and then just pick up the ones that you want. Because
yeah,
by then, whatever frenzy that they've been able to sort of muster up will have passed.
good call.
Okay, there's one other thing. Topps obviously does a lot of things that irk us. Sometimes they do things that we love. So
Mhm.
we try to give them some credit as well. But they've done something else here that kind of in the fine print that drives Jeff and I crazy. Speaking of trying to get more money from people, our 2025 BOWMAN is about to be released. One of the biggest releases of the year, for Topps. So last year in 2024 BOWMAN, we got jumbo packs, we got hobby packs. Okay, in your jumbo box, you get 12 packs of 32 cards. In your hobby box, you got 10 packs of 24 cards. Okay, pretty straightforward. In a jumbo box, you were getting 384 cards. In a hobby box, you got 240. Now, fast forward to right now, 2025. We're getting 2025 BOWMAN. And guess what, Jeff? They've changed the configurations on us a little bit. So now jumbo boxes, you get 12 packs of 28 cards. That's 4 cards fewer per pack. And you get in hobby boxes, you're getting 8 cards instead of 10 in your 24 packs. So that's fewer cards in each box.
You're getting they must be lowering the
336.
price then. They wanted to make it more accessible, I'm sure, Chris. So they're lowering the price so more people can buy it, right?
Yeah, sure they are, right? What this is actually really clever.
Yes. Yes. And I was joking there, not lowering the price.
Yeah.
Across the board. They're increasing the price and you're getting fewer cards. Yeah. And like you said, it's just kind of a small change on the small print. They're not making a big deal out of it, obviously, but it is a big issue and adds up.
Yeah, for sure. Topps is aware that there's a lot of talk, a lot of chatter that they hate seeing these print run numbers. They don't want to see people talking about how there's a million base cards getting printed out of Topps and Topps Chrome. They don't want to see that. So instead of raising the print runs, they're just taking away some of the cards out of each box.
Yeah.
It's just like another way of manipulating the system and trying to get a little bit more money out of us. And yeah, I mean, if you buy a jumbo box, you're looking at 50 fewer cards. That's a pretty noticeable difference in cards.
Yeah, especially for people trying to put the sets together. That's a big chunk. A big chunk of if you pick up a case, that's a lot of cards that you're not going to have.
48 fewer cards in a hobby box also feels like a pretty big number. So just be fully aware of what you're getting, how many cards you're getting. If you pre-order or you buy some BOWMAN, it's a fun product to rip. It's a gamble, as all products are. But just be aware that you're getting fewer cards than last year.
Yeah, but it's not Topps only tops and fanatics that annoy us. There are a couple of other annoyances. And Chris, one of the things that bothers me the most is when you get a card, when you buy a card, the excitement of opening the mail when you get the mail day, and it's packaged poorly. So the card could be damaged. It just, here's an example of a poorly packaged card. Now, this has a lot of issues with it. The card's sticking out of the top loader. It's being taped. I think this is not just Scotch tape, but it's packaging tape. A lot of people use Scotch tape and packaging tape, and the chances of it wrecking the card, for sure it's going to wreck the top loader, but besides that, the chances of it wrecking the card are really high.
Yep.
So please don't do that when you ship your cards. Please take care. Invest in a roll of painter's tape for $4.
Yep.
And get some cardboard. I ordered a card a couple weeks ago, and it came just in a top loader in a mailer. So it wasn't even taped, and the top loader was just floating around in there. There was nothing around it. I cannot believe that it wasn't damaged. It actually came through the mail. So kudos to the US mail for getting that one here. But the fact that it didn't slip out of the top loader and just flop around in the mailer was very surprising. So that is one thing that really annoys me and can ruin a good mail day.
There's a couple things people do on eBay that you just be aware of, and that really just irritate me. I'm getting a real Peter Griffin grinds my gears kind of vibe here, but there's people on eBay that when they list a card, so I will search for, say, I'll search for a Freddie Freeman card, if you can believe that. Just take a second and allow that imagination to stretch. And I just get hit with a bunch of Ohtani cards and a bunch of Aaron Judge cards. And I'm like, well, why is this happening? And you go into like the details of these listings, and there are sellers out there that just put every player, they just copy and paste a list of every single like all-star player in the details. So that listing, whatever card it is they're selling, it just comes up. Yep. These players just keep coming up and coming up and coming up. And I can't handle it, Jeff.
Yeah, and again, it's that they want more eyeballs on it. They want to make their sale. But again, just be considerate, because when you look for a card or a player that you want, you don't want to be sifting through all that garbage. So just be considerate when you're making your listings.
Yeah, and there's no faster way. At some point, I don't even care. Like if that person is selling the card I really want, I'm just so annoyed. I'm not going to buy it.
There you go.
That's probably a lie, but I'll do the best I can.
Depends how much you want the card.
Yeah, I'll do the best I can to not buy it. There's another thing I see on eBay a lot, and I'm just going to provide this example here. There are eBay listings that can just absolutely send you into a rage, and stuff like this is definitely one of them. So we have this Aaron Judge card. This is Aaron Judge's second year Topps Chrome card, an insert.
Wow.
Like that 1983 insert. And as you can see, this is listed as a rookie, and it's not.
Yeah.
And this particular seller just uses the word investment card. Investment. This is a second year insert. This is do not invest in this card. There's very little upside here.
Yeah, and it's rare, and it's mint. Well, I hope it's mint. According to him, it
is. It's not rare. It's not a rookie. We're hoping it's mint at best.
There's a lot of misleading words and unnecessary words in that title.
But yeah, stuff like this drives me crazy, and it's absolutely geared toward like relatives who are buying a gift for someone.
Yes, exactly.
Who don't necessarily know the ins and outs of the hobby. This is absolutely there to take advantage of that person, and it drives me crazy. If this seller wants to invest in something, he could start with a thesaurus, come up with a new word. And if he is happy to be watching, by the way, buddy, if you hit the caps lock button again, the lowercase letters will start. So just be aware of that. It's a little fun tip.
It just is. It's so you hit the nail on the head with targeting people that aren't in the hobby, looking for gifts or presents to buy. Okay, Aaron Judge, rare rookie card. It doesn't even have the year on. It doesn't mention that it's an insert set, like Chris said. None of that. So that's just a bunch of nonsense.
But there's even something else on eBay, Jeff, that I think annoys you even more than that.
Oh man, as a seller, you put a card up for sale. The messages that you get on there, the what's your best, especially if you have offers, you're taking offers, but they come at you with a message called what's your best instead of making an offer. Or if you don't have offers, you get messages throwing an offer, maybe half of what you have up there, because they need some room. I need some room on this. Yeah. Come on, I need some room. You need money. You got to sell this at 50%. I need some room. just very aggressive tactics, or they'll
Here's a comp from 18 months ago.
yes, the
Always
comps,
good.
the other comps that they'll send you. So yes, as a seller, getting messages from people who probably aren't even going to buy your card. To be honest, that's a real hobby annoyance. I guess it takes all kinds, and as Chris said, we're all people. So there's certain people out there that feel like that's their way to do things, but I can still be annoyed by it.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. And can and will be.
Yes.
Okay. So let's get down to the this wasn't really a list, but the current thing in the hobby right now that irritates Jeff and I the most. Um, I'll give you a little backstory here, like, or just a little explanation. I would say there's about 20% of the hobby, Jeff, that doesn't grade cards. That sound about accurate?
Yeah.
Give or take 20% of people, no interest. They don't want
Yeah.
slabs. They only collect raw. And that's just how it is. They don't care what the grades are. They just want raw cards. And I got no problem with that. I totally support that. Grading is a weird thing. It's a strange little well, it's a large pocket of the hobby, but amazingly, way at the other end of that spectrum, Jeff, there's like, I don't know, 1%, maybe 2% of the hobby that are really, really interested in this. So what we have here is a company, and I'm not even going to use their name because I feel like that gives them too much credibility. And they look at already graded slabs, and they will tell you if they think the card in the slab is one of the best copies of this already graded card. So
In
essentially,
that grade, right?
they're grading the grade, right?
Yeah.
This guys, I don't know how to be more like honest and straightforward, but this is a scam. This is nonsense. This is utter ridiculousness.
Yeah. So we're grading the cards now in the slab. It's already difficult to tell just about everything except centering when a card is in the slab. Depending what company you use, it's behind 1 or 2 layers of plastic, and we're grading that. I know that there's a lot to be said about eye appeal, and especially that's popular in vintage circles.
Sure.
So maybe there's something to that, but I just don't understand paying anyone to do this or paying a premium to get a card with some kind of marker like this on.
Yeah, and like it's one thing to have a grading company grade the condition of a card, but no one should have to grade eye appeal, right? I mean, we just use our eyes and see if the card appeals to us, and there you go. I feel like this. I'm curious where this goes because in a couple of years, Jeff and I were joking, like maybe maybe there's someone now grading whether these stickers are put on the center of the card. Like this one looks like it's a little bit heavy left. So
Yes,
I don't know. Does that devalue? Is the other gold versions better?
right,
I
because they
just
got
don't
it
know.
right in the center. Yeah, where does it end? And yeah, I guess my bigger problem with this too is that it's another artificial way of inflating the price. And to
Yes.
me, it's kind of like the BGS black label, kind of same kind of thing, just a very elite status type
Hmm.
thing. But with this, at least with the black label, they're ostensibly grading the actual card, the actual product. Here they're grading the grade, and I believe it's a percentage basis. Like this is in the top 5% of all of the tens that this card received. But how is this person have seen all the tens that were graded?
Yeah,
If it's
yeah. This particular card has like 120 PSA 10s. Are we to honestly believe that this person or this company has viewed all of them and honestly determined what the 7 best or 6 best are?
right.
I mean,
What
get
about
out of
what about 89 Upper Deck Griffey, Chris? How would you decide that this is in the top 5%? How many of those
yeah.
thousands and thousands of cards have you actually seen and been exposed to? So yeah, I just it's annoying.
Yeah, this is a troublesome thing. I don't like seeing stuff like this happen because it results in people paying for it.
Yeah.
And that's bothersome because down the road this sticker is probably going to fall off the slab, and B it's not going to mean anything.
Yeah, it just feels like it's a manipulation.
Exactly. Perfect word for it.
All right, so that's it. That's our annoyances for today. We'll probably have more tomorrow, so we may have another video soon, but that's it. Those are annoyances for today. Please let us know in the comments if you agree or if you disagree with any of our annoyances. If you are not annoyed by them, we'd like to know why. So please feel free to comment.
Yeah.
But since we don't want to be all negative, there's something that Chris was excited about, and we want to end this video on a positive note. So Chris, hit it.
The hobby is full of collectors and people that love baseball, and they love baseball cards. And we got a really great example of this on eBay a couple of days ago, which I'm going to show you guys. So this doesn't look like that much right off the bat, right? This is a Koji Uehara 2014 Stadium Club autograph. And you'll notice no rookie shield. And this one, I believe this copy is numbered to 225. Image on there, if you're a Red Sox fan, we got, they're celebrating the 2013 World Series championship. So you might look at this card and think, well, gosh, probably wouldn't sell for too much, right? It's like a non-rookie of this Japanese reliever for the Red Sox, who had a couple of good seasons, but really, he's not going to wind up in any record books, or certainly not have a plaque in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you, when this card was listed, for sure, there was a rumble that came out of New England that was almost audible here in Southern California for Jeff and I, because Red Sox fans know just how few of these autos exist. And this is obviously a pretty epic moment for Boston Red Sox fans. So what do you think something like this would go for?
Wow. Well, before you gave me all of that backstory, I would have said a non-rookie auto, even though it's out of 25, would be about $50.
Okay. That's a fairly reasonable, because of the image. It gets a little image bump.
Yes, gets the image bump because it's numbered to 25. It seems seemingly rare. I could see it getting a little higher in double digits, but I can't see it being a 3-digit card. This
was just pure Boston Red Sox fanatics fighting near to the death over a Koji Uehara Stadium Club auto. And it just, it fills my heart with like a collecting joy, if you will. So let me show you guys what this went for.
Wow.
$456 and of course 19 cents, meaning people were bidding to the penny.
That's a lot of bids. Get this card. That's a lot of bids too.
Yeah. 33 bids.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So this is great. Like this is a card that was purchased by someone who is absolutely going to get it, and it's going probably into like a wall display of 2013 Red Sox World Series champions. And yeah, this is just a great example of the stuff like this just makes me happy.
Really cool. Very cool. There's some passionate fan bases out there, and Red Sox fans are among the most passionate.
Oh yeah.
And it's
great image, great card, rare, cool auto. Yeah, good stuff.
Well, way to end it on a positive note. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and let us know what you think in the comments. We'll see you soon.